We back.
We are back. Well, we're not. Oh, crack 'em if you got 'em.
We didn't go anywhere.
No, we're not back. We're actually still in Texas. But we have had some time to digest. We've had a full 24 hours to kind of, take our feelings and punch ourselves in the stomach enough to be able to come back on camera. But before we get into these feelings, we're going to shout out our socials, which can all be found at cowboyscanfan.com. And that carries our TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, the YouTube, anywhere. If you're searching for any of those without wanting to get on an Internet Explorer, an Internet search engine. Some people still fuck with the Internet Explorer, but at Cowboys Can Fan for the majority of them. And then if you're looking on YouTube, it is youtube.com/Cowboys Can Fan podcast. Always being updated, always new content, some fire shit coming up from the game.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
We got a lot of footage. We got a lot of good footage.
We got a lot of footage.
So if there might have been, the game didn't really go our way, but we did get some high quality content, and I'm gonna get this out of the way right off the hop. I'm not gonna let a loss in a game ruin our trip down here. I had a really good time.
I mean, me too.
Well,
for my first time in Texas and at a Cowboys game.
I think all of Arlington, and if not Dallas, knows that you had a good time, Alex.
Why? What did I?
Joking.
So before we jump into anything football, AJ was going to kind of talk about something serious that had happened, which is super unfortunate right now. A lot of the details are still up in the air, but we thought we should touch on it a little bit because it hits home.
We're recording this on Friday, November 26th.
Yeah, and we don't need to get into any details, but we got some people from our hometown reaching out to us, and were brought to our attention that another group had come down from the same hometown. One of those individuals has been missing, and there's some, an accident that happened that is potentially connected to it. We don't know.
Yeah.
We're hoping for the best outcome for everyone involved, but our hearts go out to the
hearts go out. It's terrible news. I just feel for everybody involved in this situation because it hits home so much because we're doing the exact same thing they came to do.
Yeah.
And it's just like if one of us was in the situation, it just kind of hits home a little bit.
That's right. And now not to just move on from that.
We're not moving on, but we don't want to muddy. We don't want to spread rumors. We know as much as anyone else, so we're just gonna move past it. If anyone that is listening to this that might be from Dallas that does have any info, his name is Aaron Trister. We're gonna leave it at that though.
Yeah, and obviously, hospital's been contacted, police report's been filed for missing person. People are notified and working looking for Dallas Fort Worth. They put stuff out on their news sites. We reshared some information in case anybody knew of anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, just not much you can do. Very sad.
Very sad.
Very sad. So let's talk about the Cowboys game.
Yeah, we'll move on to something
hard to move.
Hard to move on to it,
but we just felt like we needed to just
say something about
mention it. So, okay, I guess 36-33 overtime loss. Dak threw for 47. We keep beating this horse dead, but Dak threw for 47 attempts, and we ran the ball only 19 times.
I just don't understand. It's been proven that if we run the ball more than we throw the ball, we have a good chance. I don't know if it's there's just no confidence in the run game, but I feel like they're not even trying to get into a rhythm. Like, it's no different than being a 3 and out from passing 3 times. At least if you're running it 3 times or running it 2 times in a 3 downs, you're more than likely going to get some positive yardage, opposed to there was a lot of times we went 3 and out on this game. For example, hate to jump right to overtime. We got the ball in overtime, instantly went 3 and out. I can't remember the exact moment. I had been drinking all day, but I don't know how many times they tried running it.
It happened during the game, though.
It did happen during the game, but the stats have been proven that when Dakota Rain Prescott, as Adam or BW1 would like to call him, acts more, not want to say game manager, but is at around, the 25 to 35 passes, and then we run between 25 and 35 times, it just bodes well for our record better.
And I thought that maybe it was the case because we're missing Smith on our O-line. And I thought maybe, they just said we have to change our game plan because it's just, we don't have the bodies up front that it's going to help run. So I thought maybe, okay, now that he's back, that would change and we'd see them return to kind of the split that we have seen us win before in the past. But that was not the case. And Dakota still threw for 375 yards. So even with missing our 2 top wide receivers, he still was able, both Cedric and Gallup, Seti Diani and Gallup both went for over 100 yards.
Yep.
So they definitely came to play. So I don't think that that's an excuse at all, and I don't think anyone's really been saying that anyways.
But it's just this weird stat that if we pass more,
yeah,
we usually lose. So you would think, I mean, I don't know. We've talked about it before. I don't know how much coaches pay attention to articles written by people, but at some point you have to take some sort of real hard look at this stat that when we run more or are balanced, which I mean, every team's trying to be balanced, run more, you have a better chance at winning. And it's just so lopsided.
How many times and I don't know if the stat's out there or if it's available to take a look at, but how many times do you think he audibles out of a run play? I don't know if the team would ever release that because obviously if you're seeing them line up a certain formation and Dak does an audible, maybe the audible is the actual play that they're going to.
Yeah,
exactly.
We just don't know.
We don't know.
But you do know some weirdo out there has crunched those numbers. So
well, I know it did come out. It did come out. I think it was the first game that Dak threw against Tampa Bay. It came out and we were kind of like, well, why are they throwing so much? I think it was that game. It did come out after that Dak had actually audibled out 12 running plays.
Well, and I also think that from the looks of it, if you look at from a coaching standpoint, it's either
which that's all we do.
Which is all we do. I have to say, DQ, Dan. I was gonna call him Medicine Woman. Dan. I don't know why I was gonna call him Medicine Woman. Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Dr. Dan Quinn, Medicine Woman, Lieutenant Dan. But I don't know how. Dan, we know Dan Quinn's doing his job. Defense has been phenomenal to a degree.
Not so much yesterday.
Phenomenal. They still did a good job yesterday, though. Okay. Well,
36 points. But
do you think Kellen Moore is doing his job?
Yeah, they scored 33 points. I actually think the defense had a little bit of a lackluster game, and maybe not so much even the defense as a whole, but certain guys, Anthony Brown. I mean, we've been pretty high on Anthony Brown. We have, but I don't think I've ever seen 4 defensive pass interference. I think a couple were weak, but you got to turn your head around, man. Okay, teach that as to a cornerback from day one. Get your head around to look at the ball.
Okay, well, before we start to kind of go all over the place and stuff, do we think that Mike McCarthy's job's on the line this season? Do you think they're at all talking about Mike McCarthy?
No.
He's going to run it out for the rest of the season, but you think they're going to have...
Look how long Jerry hung on to Garrett.
Yeah.
I think he really, really... Perhaps it's a pride thing, but when you hire someone, he wants to say that he, made the right decision.
It just seems like win or lose, everyone's still eating Mike McCarthy up for...
Mike, are you sure Mike McCarthy's not eating everyone?
A coach,
possibly.
Typically, the coach ain't going to get the praise for a win, and then everyone looks at him for a loss. My personal opinion is the second half of the year so far, coaching's been very There's been a lot of questionable calls, or non-calls perhaps. In this game, though, the biggest thing that kind of was all over the internet, all over the Twitter, was the amount of penalties. 28 penalty flags thrown.
That's insane.
What was it? Nearly 300 yards of penalties.
Did it not just feel like every second play, either Raiders or Cowboys, there was it felt like it seemed like there was a lot of penalty. Well, there was a lot of penalties. So I'm not glad, but at least I'm not going insane. But holy shit, in person, you really notice the flags a lot. It kind of kills momentum into the flow of watching the game.
Well, and this is kind of something that's interesting. So, certainly there was a lot of penalties, and after this game, and they are
crack them, and they're losing my voice.
Both the Raiders and the Cowboys have a game up now, and maybe this will change on Sunday. But currently standing, the Cowboys are the number 1 penalized team in the league, with 91 penalties for 816 yards, and the Raiders are second with 89 for 785.
Oh, wow.
So
let him play, ref. Let him play.
Right, cheetah.
That's. I just mean to say that it was a lot of penalties, but maybe it's because
There was penalties.
these two teams
Yeah.
Get penalties.
I mean, look, you're and that's where you come down to it. There's always going to be some unfair calls or some unjust calls. It seemed pretty even of shitty calls both ways, and obviously you're going to find some plays that shouldn't have been a penalty that they're called a penalty. It is what it is. You can't necessarily use that as a factor to losing the game.
We here on the CanFan podcast refuse to blame the refs for a loss.
No.
You can get out of that situation. It is what it is. You can't control the refs. You can't use it as an excuse.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest, if you're going there, perhaps with some inconsistencies. I mean, we're sitting up pretty damn high, making calls from our seats.
Yep.
Watching it, but
Is that a dig at her? Is that a dig at our seats?
hey, regardless, the seats were great.
Yeah,
anyways.
they weren't bad.
Like,
They weren't bad.
I mean, maybe that's why I got so hammered, was because we were so high up.
Yeah,
and,
the air's thinner up there.
Yeah,
Yep.
it definitely wasn't the Jello shots and shotgunning beers before going into the stadium.
No, but you're gonna want to check out our vlog for all that action when it comes out. But this, because the refs stay together, right, as a group,
Yep.
generally.
Yeah,
so
they're a
this
crew.
this group has thrown the 5th most flags and had the 3rd highest penalty yardage. Which penalty yardage is like, okay,
It's determined
That's
by
it.
what
right, but the 5th most flags. So that's a pretty. I don't know how many, but there must be at least
5.
No.
5 officiating crews.
Yeah. So, look, all that adds up to, like, before coming into the game, Jerry Jones anticipated it was going to be a high penalty game, and of course, my man Jerry Jones was right.
And what we're trying to get at is it was pretty much the ref's fault.
I mean, look, I'm just going to say this, CanFan. Amp doesn't speak for me. I definitely will blame a game on the ref's bad calling decision. He doesn't speak for the entire podcast.
Fair.
He speaks for his independent view.
One thing I did want you had kind of said something about one weird call or something by our coaching staff. The one that stuck out to me was putting out Greg the Leg for a 59-yard field goal.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
terrible. No,
When we
actually-
haven't been able
Yeah.
to stop the fucking we haven't really been able to stop the Raiders up to that point. You're now making your kicker, who can't even make a point after, go
fuck.
out to make a 59-yard field goal, and he did have the leg. It hit
the post.
halfway up the post, but it hit the post.
Yeah. There's just no excuse. You're a fucking professional NFL kicker in a stadium that has like
60 yards though. It's a
no.
far kick.
I'm
Oh,
saying
point
the
after.
point after. I'm fine if they miss a 59er. I'm fine if he fucking misses a 40-yarder. It is what it is. Like a field goal attempt is different than a point after conversion. You should never be missing those point after.
Point after should always be hit through. And when we went to an overtime game, I'm not saying like there's a million things that happened in the game that would have determine the outcome of the game, but he hits that point after. Well, now you're changing different plays. You're doing different things.
Yep, totally different.
But back to the 59-yarder, punt the ball, let your defense make the Raiders have to go 80 yards, not 40 or 30 or 50, whatever the fuck it ended up being.
Yep.
Yeah, because like the shorter a field gets, the well, I guess they would have had 80 yards. They could have just called whatever the hell play they want. We saw that happen. We saw, like, I mean, I didn't even realize it was Deshaun Jackson. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? On that first touchdown.
I'm guilty of it too.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't notice until I was watching the highlights, and they're like, what's his face?
Deshaun
there?
Jackson?
Yeah, but what's his name that calls the game with Romo? Jim Nantz, when he called out Deshaun Jackson running down the sideline. I was like, that's fucking Deshaun Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Shitty. He's always been a Cowboy killer. He's fucking put up... He always scores against the Cowboys wherever he is.
I mean, outside of that, it was like 90% of the plays were going to Renfrew.
Yep.
Well, it seemed like it, but I think
And
I think he was only thrown to 8 times though.
Yeah, but he had 134 yards.
I know.
So you noticed
Or
so big
something,
plays.
something.
Renfrew, and then Jacobs had a pretty good game. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As far as the Cowboys go, out of your guys' opinion, watching it live, who would you say was... I mean, it's an easy pick. Who was the best player on offense?
On offense, I was going to say Micah Parsons, but I thought Micah still had a decent game.
Yeah.
On defense.
He was our best player on defense.
Yep, 4 tackles, 1 assist, and a sack.
And a sack.
Yeah, a sack lunch. I mean, does it count on special teams? 'Cause
Oh, hell yeah.
It's TP20.
Yeah, TP20.
Yeah, TP20
Hands down,
for
he
sure.
just looks like he has another gear.
Yeah.
He's so fast. He makes fast guys Look slow.
Now, but great transition, Anth, because word came out today that Zeke Elliott, they're debating whether to put him not on IR but rest him, or they're saying bench is the term, but obviously it's not like
so he'll still count to the 53-man roster. Like they're not going to designate him to IR and get that like 3 weeks that he would have to be off, and then you gain a roster spot.
Yeah,
they're just going to keep him as probably like he'll be count to the game day roster.
Yeah, so he could be sitting, which means Tony Pollard will come in and see some more time. And hey, we were talking about this today at breakfast, and not to get ahead of this season.
I thought you were saying not to get wasted.
Not to go. Oh, come on! But to get ahead of not to get ahead of the season, but trading or letting Ezekiel go, and then Tony P steps up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they both. I know Pollard has 2 years left. I think Zeke has 2 years left.
Yep.
Zeke costs a lot of money. Pollard, I mean, you might not be able to do that. Even another team might outbid him. Right? Like Tony Pollard should be and will be a starter at running back in the NFL. And even if he splits carries, whatever, he'll be like, in a backfield 60-40 somewhere, and he'll be good.
Yeah, but I mean, look, that's pretty much part and parcel with NFL teams now.
It really is. Sometimes even you get 3 running backs.
Yep.
Which is like, it ends up being 50, 25, 25, or, so.
Where do you think, I mean, obviously, where do you think Zeke would go? Where do you think who would take him? Who would
at that
him?
point? If we're like we said, we're not trying to get it. We're not trying to get ahead of ourselves. But it at the end of the day, when Zeke's on his 3rd contract, for a running back, it's tough to get a 3rd contract.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like he's hurting for money, but you're gonna go probably one somewhere where he has a really good chance at a Super Bowl and still is getting paid a lot of money, or somewhere where he's just trying to break the bank. I think guys later in their career that have already secured themselves financially for fucking their family for 20 generations, they tend to want to go for that Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
So a contender somewhere.
Well, he might not have to because there's still 6 games left in this
we're still hunting
season,
for that Super Bowl this year, and that's what we mean. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we were discussing it over some hey, let's give a shout out, a great complimentary breakfast
absolutely
at the Embassy Suites in Fort Worth.
Yeah,
Hilton by Hilton.
I was expecting some cereal, maybe a couple dry
like
muffins.
A muffin, like muffins, but
some toast,
like
full
warm orange
blown
juice. But it was pretty legit.
Full blown brekkie.
Full blown brekkie.
Another breakfast chat. We talked about how much Dak needs Amari Cooper on the offense to help pull some of that defense over to that direction. Amari steps in for 1 or 2 big plays or clutch plays, but he pulls a lot over into his direction because he is that clutch player. And same with CeeDee Lamb. I mean, having both of those guys out, the offense looked lost today, and ultimately we can't have that type of stuff. Dakota can't expect to have those 2 players there all the time, and you need to be able to show up.
He needs to be able to win without them.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Sorry, go ahead. Good segue.
I was going to say, good news is that with Gallup and Wilson coming in and playing a pretty good 1-2 game, you bring back Lamb. And I think Lamb was cleared now.
Yeah, Lamb will be back.
So he'll be back on Thursday.
Same with COVID boy.
Yeah,
COVID Cooper.
Cooper Covey. But yeah, so it's boding well for Dak to have a lot of those offensive weapons. Of course, stand up Dalty Schultze.
Oh yeah, Schultze
with the tutty.
Yeah.
A nice catch too, over right down the middle. So
just don't let him block on big plays.
Yes, this is.
That's the big thing that's going around today.
But besides maybe Gronk, most of the top tight ends aren't the greatest blockers. You got your blocking tight ends, and then you have your receiving tight ends. Schultze's shown that he's probably more of a receiving tight end, which then the offense should realize that he shouldn't be trying to block guys one-on-one.
I mean, sorry, that being said, we didn't even talk about it. We should have kicked it off at the start of the podcast, outside of to give some positive news when we started talking about Cowboy stuff.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, bandwagon boy number 2, bold prediction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit bandwagon boy too. What was your bold prediction? Because you hit it.
I said there was going to be 4 touchdowns, or 4 different Cowboys would score touchdowns.
And you nailed that shit.
And I was right. It was, first of all, did anyone even know that the Cowboys had a guy named Sean McKeon?
Yeah, that's the third. That's the third triplet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Schultze, Jarwin, and McKinnon.
McKinnon.
The Bros?
Yeah.
Isn't it just McKinnon?
I don't know.
McKeon. I don't know how to say it.
It's probably
You can't. You won't even open that fucking can.
McKeon. You say it how you want.
Yeah, say it how you want. We don't give a fuck how you say it.
But him-
AJ's gonna do AJ.
Yeah. Him, Schultz, Elliott, and obviously TP20's big ass run back.
Fucking what a bold prediction,
my
and you
God.
nailed on it.
Nail it. There was also some action, if you remember, and it happened on our sideline. There was a scrap that broke out, and 2 players got ejected. I'm just trying to pull that up here for us.
Yeah, well, for us, it was our second round pick. Did that just go to Skip? For us, it was our second round pick. Is it Joseph?
Calvin Joseph and Raiders Roderick
Calvin Joseph. We couldn't really see it because it was on our side, so it was kind of tough to see.
Yeah, we just saw this massive,
Quite the melee.
quite the melee, and it actually ended up with one of the refs getting a little boo-boo on it.
Good.
So
Fuck
that's
that
probably
guy.
why they were mad. They're like, these guys are showing us no respect. Let's flag them, boys.
Let's flag him on every third play.
Hey, unlock your flags.
Yes.
They're coming out.
It's like when they unbutton a holster in a western. It's just like then they don't even say it to each other. They just give the nod.
Do you feel lucky, punk? Well,
It's flagging season, boys.
so yeah, there was some hot action there, but I didn't think the game was very chippy at all. Besides this moment here, I thought, well,
Unless you were in the stands.
unless you're in the stands,
Couple fan fights running around rampant.
there was. I can search those up too, but
We didn't see any though.
We didn't see any.
You know what? Before we move past and we're talking about fans and in the stands, this game gave me a little bit more hope for Cowboys fans. I did not have the last 2 games I went to, the areas I was standing in or sitting in just didn't really seem to be into the game. And I'm like how I was with you guys. The only difference is I had Tay beside me. But I'm still acting how I acted exactly with you guys, like getting up and high-fiving Tay and high-fiving whoever wants to high-five me back.
We were sitting in a good area. A lot of everybody was
into it. We had Raiders fans, we were ribbing each other, but no one was being disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was into it. Everybody was cheering for their team. We were high-fiving. People were jacked up. Like I said, there was shit talking between each teams, but it was a good, wholesome time, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, last time I went to the game when I sat in a box seat, old man McCluskey in the box beside me was like fucking passed right out.
He was sleeping.
Full-blown suit. I think he came from church afterwards. They were having a smorgasbord of food, and he was fucking just stretched out and out. And I was just like...
Meanwhile, I'd do some fucked up shit to get those tickets. And this guy, old fuck's just sleeping.
You know what? I think I told you that story before, and you said those exact words almost.
You're sleeping, sitting in these box seats. Yeah.
Perfect
Bastard.
climate, temperature in there.
Yeah, he probably had maybe a beer or two, ate some
High
good grub.
back leather seats.
Yep.
I mean, you can't blame a guy for...
I can blame him. So in those, here's my question. What is it like, speaking from my poor man seats, in these box seats, what is it? Like it's rows in...
Okay, so
give me a description.
Okay,
you love talking about it so much. Give me a description. Remember, it was yesterday.
I don't love talking about it, but I love talking about it. Yeah, generally when you get at least the box seats that I was in...
Let's move on.
I've been to a couple of box seats because I was at the Clippers game and I was in a box as well too, so... They're about the same.
Box seat Bessie.
Box seat Bessie.
BSB1.
So it's almost honestly, it's kind of like a room this size almost.
Mm-hmm.
When you first walk in, there's a bar with an area for food. You'll have
All you can drink.
Well, I mean,
Whatever you paid into it.
Okay, so I'll explain. So I don't know about every other person's box, but at least our box. You would get out and you'd walk over to the club area, the premium club area. You'd walk in there and you'd grab your drinks from there and then you come back in.
But you'd have to pay for them.
Nope.
Oh,
It was
it's
free.
in with the suite or
Yeah.
box, whatever
And
the fuck you want to call it, ticket.
Yeah, but I was in another box where we had a bartender in the actual box, and you could just ask for whatever, and they're giving you
He was
whatever.
like, "Woo, let's go."
It was like fucking. What's the movie with Tom Cruise when he's the bartender?
Oh.
Risky Business.
Yeah.
No, not Risky Business.
Cocktails. Won a Razzie for that year. Yeah, but totally guy was like it was Paul Hogan and Tom Cruise, and they were right in there, and they were fucking making margaritas and everything.
Nice.
But you walk into this room, and then generally there's couches and like a big like 100-inch screen that you could sit and just down and watch. And then when you go down even further, there's 2 rows of like high leatherback seats, and there's probably about 8 seats per row in the box.
You know you're a rich fuck when you pay all that money for those seats. And I'm not even talking about the sleeping fuck stick. I'm talking about the guys that sit and just watch the 100-inch screen. They pay 20 grand or 30 grand, whatever it is, for a box seat, and then they're just watching the screen inside the box.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. They'll show like clips of, it's Jerry Jones's box. So, the people in there obviously all very well off.
Yeah.
But you see them in the background just watching the screen. Like if I was in that, I would, obviously my mannerisms are a little bit different than the ultimate rich, but
It's tough though, because the nice thing about being in one of those boxes is if you get up and you go grab food from the counter or whatever, or if whatever you have up there, and you're having a drink and you're just chatting with someone for a second, you're still there watching the game, but yet it would almost be like watching the Jumbotron because you're still
I don't do it, bro.
You're still immersed. Well, that was the thing that we were talking about yesterday. When you're at AT&T Stadium, the Jumbotron is so big that it's hard to not look at the Jumbotron.
It is, especially at where we are so high fucking up that we were like eye level with the thing.
Well, the process that I kept going through was like watching the play and then trying to like. I still don't really know schemes very well, but I'm like trying to watch and learn. It was a really fun perspective, but then all replays.
Replays up top,
So that was pretty cool. But yeah,
But look, seeing TP20 get that fucking kickoff return. Oh my goodness.
So give us your last thought on before we jump into that. You were doing the box seat spiel. It's just the best.
Yeah, look, the best thing about the box seats, obviously the fact that you're in a fucking box seat, but literally you're at the perfect height. You can see the entire field from where we were at, because we were kind of like center. You're at your mid height, so you're just above that lower bowl section, and you're not yet into the second tier. So you're at enough elevation, and you're at close so that you can see the entire field's perspective.
Right.
It's a sideline ball, from the sideline.
Yeah. And you could watch the screen. You feel like you're in the crowd. And there's literally box, and then there's someone right below you too. So
like the peasants that you can throw your popcorn on.
Yeah, exactly. That's
even though their seats below that for this game were probably $1,200.
Yeah, and then
so
I can
imagine the box for this game.
And obviously, when I went to it that one time, I didn't understand the severity of Eagles versus Dallas, but I was there for them beating the Eagles
in OT.
It was sweet. And there was a couple of Eagles people in our group, so we were throwing popcorn at him, and it was good.
Next time, make sure it's a brick.
Yeah,
Adam, you brought up this cool stat.
Fuck 'em.
Yep.
For that from Adam Schefter. I don't know actually if you saw this tweet, but the tweet that I pulled up here. CBS said Thursday's Raiders-Cowboys Thanksgiving game was the most watched NFL regular season game on any network since 1990.
That was Brother Bessie. That was Brother Ant.
Oh, was it Ant? Sorry, 30.
That was me?
I get you guys confused sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Good job. I don't even remember saying that, but good on me.
38.5 million people.
Wow, that's
huge.
That's as many people in Canada.
Actually, maybe a little bit more.
Maybe with a couple million more.
500,000.
So that puts it into perspective. The size of the population in Canada tuned into that Thanksgiving Day game, which means we picked the right NFL team to niche up on.
That's right.
How many of those fans do you think were Raider fans that tuned in and watched the game?
I think as far as 38.5 million, obviously the Cowboys fans probably outnumbered the Raiders fans, but it's probably just the majority of Americans being at home, watching, just partaking in American Thanksgiving.
What do you think?
What were the 3 Fs? Food, family?
Food, family, and football.
Oh, sorry, yeah, football. Well, I think it had the uniqueness of everyone's off on Thanksgiving, as we found out when we're trying to get,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
get
Everything's
stuff.
closed, which we did not prepare for.
Okay, we'll just. I mean, we're 30 minutes into the episode.
Okay.
So why don't we break down just kind of what the Gong Show of yesterday was? We talked a little bit about it on our. We'll talk about it on our vlog.
Let's save that though, if you don't like,
Okay.
not, because there's other stuff we need to hit.
You're
if
right.
We're gonna, but
You're right.
Shut down.
well, hey,
You're right.
We can.
No,
We might just be pushing
You're
an
right.
hour podcast.
No. Keep keeping it. We had a little bit of an adventure the day of, so stay tuned for our game day vlog. Is all I'll say.
That's a nice little hint.
Like, that's good. Maybe did we plan that? Did we plan that drop of a hint?
Okay, so anyways, Thanksgiving Day game, no one's working, and there was there was 3 games on, but still there was no competition for other football games.
No,
was
not
just-
really.
Well,
Like the Cowboys Raiders was like the premier game, obviously, of the day.
But the Lions played before, and then
Yeah, there
whoever
was
the hell played
exactly.
after,
Okay, I see what you're saying. No one was overlapping each other.
There's
It
no
was just
overlap.
one game at each time slot.
There was no DVDA going on.
No.
And the other big moment here, guys,
And as you're
Yep.
looking to say what you're going to say, I wasn't. When we went down, we saw a lot of Raider fans, but it didn't feel like there was an abundance of Raider fans over top of Cowboy fans at the actual stadium.
No, there was a lot, but there was also a lot
It
of
was
Cowboys
pretty.
fans.
It was pretty even keel. I still think
I'd say
Cowboys fans
60
outnumbered them.
I'd say 65-45.
well, like you mentioned though,
65-35?
70-30, let's just say.
Okay, 70-30.
the Raiders' black jerseys disguised that a lot. If they had a big, bright orange jersey like the Broncos, we might have noticed it more. But even still, being there, I think we saw that. But hey, look, Raiders fans come out, so
they
more power
definitely-
to them. But
They traveled.
this is something for Adam's fantasy football tight end here. Waller on the Raiders had a big ass fumble, a controversial call here because I believe they called it a catch on the field.
What a play by Neil.
Then Neil had
Maximize that for me there. Can you?
maximize it. Yeah, it's a big screen though, so it might stretch over. But so Waller had this fumble,
Which to me is a fumble.
that looked like a fumble too. Big play here by Neil to keep the ball and just
Like, that's just an
fucking
athletic
amazing
fucking play.
And so this should have been fumble recovery. Actually, Curse caused the fumble and then would have actually got the recovery too. Interesting enough, statistically. But we were like, why the hell didn't Mike McCarthy throw the flag?
Yeah.
And
Is there an answer?
I actually
The
looked
ref
that
told
up.
him not to.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's
Michael, don't throw it.
what it was, wasn't it?
No, he couldn't.
It went up and down for me so quickly because I had Waller, who fumbling and then getting ejected. He's on my fantasy team.
He didn't get ejected.
Sorry, but he left. He left the game
got
for
hurt.
being injured.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah,
mean
yeah.
ejected. He
Not
left the game. And then I have J-Ron as a player, so that recovery, I was like, give me the points.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, cut you off though.
No, I was just going to say, but the reason was because it was called a catch on the field, the refs reviewed it already. That's the reason Mike McCarthy couldn't.
Because it wasn't called as a catch?
Let me just pull up the actual thing here. So clearing up any. This is from Pat Donnie on Twitter.
Don't trust him.
Don't trust him either.
Hate him.
But I think he has some sound. Crack him if you got him.
Crack him if you got him.
Clearing up any confusion, the referees reviewed the eventual non-fumble, and so the review concluded the wide receiver did not have possession, so
Right.
McCarthy couldn't challenge because it was already reviewed.
Okay, so they reviewed it because every turnover is reviewed automatically, and with them reviewing that turnover, they came to the conclusion that it wasn't a catch.
Exactly. So,
Bullshit.
I mean, look,
Baloney.
but when you see that play, they're moving so quickly that it. I mean, I guess it's a coin flip there.
Super slow motion always makes everything look like a fumble, but it looked like a fumble.
I was saying I mean he got the catch, took 2 steps, and then the ball got knocked out.
That's a fumble.
So, if it was Des Bryant,
What the fuck isn't
they
like?
would've
What is a
called-
fumble then?
I know exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to see how many fumbles you've seen, put right side by side this play, and tell me the difference. You probably could show both plays and you'd be like, oh, those are the same outcomes, and one would be a fumble and one wouldn't be.
So,
Yeah.
This play was very pivotal because had they turned it around, I can't remember what the score was. It was early enough in the game, but the Cowboys would have been able to.
It was 7-0. Was it 7-0 at this point?
No, possibly.
Yeah, it was.
I wasn't there.
You weren't with us.
I was grabbing the first round of beers. 7-6.
that's right.
7-6 because I seen the Zeke touchdown, and then I would have went So it would have been 7-6 here.
But you left at 7-0.
No. I saw Zeke score, and then I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go grab beers."
Well, whatever it was.
I might be wrong. I'm trying to.
You are
Hey,
wrong.
look,
Okay,
I'm fuzzy all over, but
Let us know in the comments if Bandwagon Boy won or Ant's Best is wrong.
But that could have been a momentum shifter, right? Like you think you have this big play, and then they get the ball back, and I believe they went down and scored really close right after that. So, anyways, no bueno.
No.
And this is what that play made me do, guys. What the fuck is Skip doing here? And this is a pretty funny meme.
He looks like he's coked out getting a BJ or something.
Oh, that's what the meme.
What's it say?
So this is a video of Skip Bayless on Instagram. I don't know if he's trying to pretend to cry or hold back tears or something, but he should not have the camera that close to his face. And the meme says, when she said she never did this before, and now you believe her after feeling her teeth. And I don't know what they're talking about, but
me either. Must be showing her teeth.
What a weird looking guy.
Yeah, what a weird Where did he think this was? I mean, we're also talking about the guy that we made a meme of dancing, filming himself. So,
but like Adam said,
look at this part. The part when he does this.
Yeah. Is he trying to keep his false teeth?
Oh,
I don't know.
We got some movement upstairs. You guys hear that?
What were you going to say about Skippy B?
I like Skip Bayless. I like him.
I don't.
I know you. Well, listen. If anyone's ever listened to one episode of this podcast, they would know you don't like Skip Bayless.
Well, in case it's someone's first time listening to this podcast, I don't like Skip Bayless.
I think I'm getting to like him more because you brought up this point of the dance video where it looks like he's looking at himself in the mirror doing
that's
the dance.
what even on this one.
And that's what he's doing.
He's watching himself.
He's watching. Is he filming this? Just thinking, I'm gonna go film this myself, and then putting it out. Like,
yeah.
You need some PR, Skip.
He's watching himself film.
Mind you, we're talking about him.
Yeah, and
so
Ad actually did play a soundbite off. Is it First Take that he's on?
They do
Undisputed. So him talking about that he's been a Cowboys fan since 1961, and he's seen basically them win every Super Bowl, lose every Super Bowl, and that this Thanksgiving Day game it just looked like the team had no heart and had no one actually coaching them to have heart.
Yeah,
and he did make some good points, and you got to give the guy a little bit of respect. It is his team, but he's just too. I mean, he's also in media, so he's going to be when they're good, it's good. When it's bad, it's really bad.
Yeah.
He's always going to be
polarizing.
Yeah, he's going to be polarizing no matter what. But I do respect the fact that he is a OG, long, tenured Cowboys fan.
Well, and
that's about where it ends.
Yeah, the thing about the reason I like it is because I get entertained by Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless.
I like Shannon,
and I said it before. I find when Skip Bayless talks,
I saw that video.
Yeah,
it looked like you shit in your pants.
and then do him.
I was on the toilet shitting.
You got to learn a little bit more about.
I don't watch him
He's
enough.
like
this is the voice I think.
Yeah,
he has.
no, you got to play him. He has like a soothing thing, and when he says it's my Cowboys and my Cowboys, I don't know.
Maybe I will start
watching him. I think he has a lot of good points, but.
Hey, it is what it is. Any last words before we get into this fucking fan fight?
Oh, you have a fan fight uploaded?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't.
The only problem is we won't be able to do any audio.
That's okay.
Because of the external or the road crew setup.
I'm gonna leave it at my final input from the game was it was a fucking emotional roller coaster. I've said to you guys, and I'm gonna stick by my word, going into the game that I didn't care if it was win or lose. Mm-hmm. I just wanted it to be entertaining, and I wanted to be into the game the whole time.
And we were thanking our lucky stars that we didn't come down early, spend another $500+ to go see the Cowboys get beat by the Chiefs. So we lost. It was still a very exciting game.
Yeah, it sucks to lose. It sucks to have as many penalties, but it was an exciting game. It was exciting until even the last 3 attempts that they had to kick in overtime to finally beat us was exciting. But I had a good time.
Okay, AJ, what do you think?
No, I'm just same thing. I think we're on to Saints.
Yeah.
My thought is it's not like we're a dog shit team. I think there's a lot of glaring mistakes that we can kind of look at and correct. Everything that is happening to us right now, for the most part, is correctable. Correctable. Outside of maybe Mike McCarthy, if by midseason or over midseason and your coach is not amping people up or knowing how to motivate it, I don't know if that's going to change. So the playmaking abilities, Dak not checking out of run plays, like there's just a lot of correctable things that we can do.
Sure.
To move forward.
Still put up 33 points.
Yeah, I mean, look, this game also proves it, and the reason I wanted to bring up Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless when we were talking about it is the biggest thing that Shannon Sharp was saying today, which I completely agree with. There was no turnover, interception, touchdowns on this game, so you're not getting those easy points added on top of your this. The team needed to show up. There wasn't any easy additional points for the offense today, and we weren't able to beat a team that came into this 0-3 in the last 3 games or whatever.
Came into our house,
yeah. And it was a beatable game. It was a beatable team.
It was a beatable.
Fucking mascara wearing David Carr.
You're depressing. Say that you had fun and we lost.
And then look. No, I had a great time though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The day was great. The whole day was great.
I think you had a lot of fun just filming me and Ant get drunk and scream and cheer.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
Because I was filming kind of pregame, like I was doing the vlog, and as soon as I had 2 beers, kind of just totally forgot about my phone.
Look, I mean, maybe one day we'll have a camera person that comes with us because I like being on it. I like being a character, but hey, my job, it's my journey right now.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with you as producer, though.
Oh, fuck you.
You told me I had to hide my pasty white legs.
Oh, yeah, no, I did this morning.
Why? Because the white balance? It was the exposure.
So
I
don't know if you can see my legs right now, but I am wearing pants because not only that, but my bulge was
You had
you had a big camel toe.
my nut bulge.
Moose knuckles.
So I am wearing jeans this is today for our sound listeners. That should be enough to get you to never go watch the
just
the
stay
YouTube.
audio if that disturbs you.
Well, listen, if anything, that makes me a better producer by just talking to the talent and be like, we don't need your big, thick meat bones sticking out. There's ham hocks fucking sitting out where everyone's going to be looking at what?
When you can't look at anything else but my fucking white. They didn't even look white. They were so white they were like blue.
You guys have a towel and a pillow in between you right now. No, in between you guys right now.
Oh yeah.
Ant's legs were way whiter than that.
Yeah, it was actually the whiteness of Ant's legs is how white I want my teeth to be.
True. The scene in where in Friends where Ross gets his teeth whitened and then he opens his mouth and it's like blinding everyone.
Yeah.
That's what Ant's ham hock legs look like.
Yeah, they were.
But he's got a big heavy stack on him.
Okay. Let's wrap this up with this fan fizzle.
Yeah, well, this is how we say it's a fan fight. It's actually a fight with
An employee
a
versus
fan
a
and an
fan.
employee. So
Yeah,
Right off the hop, you lost right here.
Oh,
Jeez.
okay. So stop.
You never know if the punch actually connected or if it's just the hair.
let's
No. I think so. If we slow motion this,
I can't slow motion it.
I'm not. I know we can't. But
We're not there yet, bro.
but what I can say, the thing that about this one, you see her come out, she slips on the nachos on the ground, and then this massive haymaker. So she's already probably woozy with the front.
Okay, well, let's get through it
But I
first.
was gonna say, if you when we rewatch it, because we've watched this a couple times.
And what?
What I wanted to know is it nacho? Did the chick when she punched it, was it nachos or like a pop in her hand that made it look like it was
we're gonna
splash?
tune in here. So, like I said, there's the first hit
on
you
the
smacked
ground.
your head on the nacho, and then boom.
Yeah. She had nachos.
Maybe
she had nachos in her hand.
So she punched with the nachos or
but
a pop.
then it was a 2v1, and
then this guy jumps in.
Then Buddy came out and he just stood there.
Well, maybe he was just gonna. Maybe he was started thinking like maybe I shouldn't do this. So what do you think happened to have the employee or the concession stand worker have to jump over, eat shit, boom, hit her face, like definitely, and then boom.
Who knows? Like it looks like they're Cowboys fan. Like it looks like they're wearing Cowboys jerseys. So
Yep.
it's not like it was like a Raiders fan coming over and saying shit. So it must have been just a dispute. Not enough cheese for the nachos? Who the hell knows?
And I'll just say a side story for me. When I did go down to the concession to grab my first round of beers for us and a hot dog, the hot dog was not ready. We'll just have the fight going here in the background. But the worker that I was talking to did seem very disgruntled, but I talked to her because the person in front of her, she was kind of, when I first saw this, I was like, oh damn, is this the chick that I had? Because she looked like she was about to scrap. But I talked to her and I was like, it's all good, don't worry, like shit's happened, just try it. One bad customer, don't let it ruin your day. And then my hot dog had to get waited to get cooked, so I got out of line, came back, and the lady was like, oh well, if you don't want to wait for a hot dog, here, I'll just get you a brisket sandwich. So then I was like, oh, sweet. But then the chick right beside me was like, you think you can just fucking cut in line like that? And I was like, yo, man, I already paid. I was waiting for food. I was literally 2 spots in front of you. I paid already. I was standing off to the side. Now I'm getting my food. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. So I think there's like, when people are waiting in line, there's a lot of like pent up anger and alcohol. And
people fucking suck. People are assholes. Like the lady to jump over and almost KO herself before she gets in the scrap. Like, to as an employee to like it almost what I also don't get is that there must have been something else because the crowd already formed this U shape and the lady could have been belligerent and that's where maybe she threw pop at the person. We have no idea.
Maybe the employee threw pop first. We don't know. You never know. But I'm just saying with my side story is you could feel tension a little bit even at this one stand I was at.
Well, I think
you can't get into a fight and knock yourself out already.
So anyways, this is the final time we'll look through this.
Oh, and that sucker punch that came in, but the nacho throwing chick, she had a couple good combos there. Overhand right cross.
Well, yeah,
underhand
it looked like
uppercut.
it looked like she had nachos and pop. So that's like a go-to combo right there.
She started with a nacho uppercut. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But hey, what kind of cheese isn't your cheese? Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
But this is so first thing I'll never ever do after watching these fights is be this guy that comes running in to try to this is me right here.
You're off to the side?
This is me right here.
No, but so
watching, drinking.
Yeah. Maybe filming and getting behind a column. One thing I'm also not doing if I'm in a situation like this is stepping on cheese.
Well, certainly not nacho cheese.
Or I mean, I give credit to the first chick that comes over with the pop cheese combo hit. Like that's
hey, for all we know, these girls are dating the same dude.
Yeah, maybe.
You know
what? But what do we say about this all the time?
Just don't be an idiot.
You're both stupid.
Here's what I want to know is
you're both stupid.
What happened? Like that, I'm probably fired. I would think.
Come at us in the comments this time. They're both stupid.
Yeah,
and guess what? They both deserve to get punched.
They both deserve to get punched.
But by a man.
Okay, listen.
Come at us.
Because, listen, if you're going to hop over, you know exactly what you're doing.
You're fighting.
Yeah, at that point.
The decision was made.
She's probably like, I don't give a fuck about this job anyways. I'm hopping over.
Just don't land in the cheese next time.
Well, she didn't know that there was cheese there.
That's like Home Alone shit.
Well, I mean, and like, listen, yeah, she got Home Alone. She got Home Alone. fucking nacho cheese uppercutter. Probably sprinkled cheese on the ground. And then when she hopped over, yeah, she
was like, I want an extra large pop. As she's turned around, she just dumped all her cheese. Yeah. I wonder if that's what it was started from. The cheese, the nachos got knocked over, and that somehow started this argument melee.
Well, I mean, just like,
hey, who knows? But no.
You got another angle?
No.
Oh, you almost got my
no nacho is worth fighting over. And I think that's a lesson learned.
I mean, hey,
were they spicy nachos?
Well, okay.
Look,
changed my mind.
Okay, you're at a game. We don't know what quarter this was in.
I'm saying third or fourth because alcohol had to be involved, not with the employee, but the nacho uppercutter.
Yeah,
the nacho cheese uppercut.
So nacho cheese. So you not only have you been just probably getting yelled at, we have no idea.
Ooh, yeah, that's why third or fourth quarter works because she's probably been getting screamed at by drunk ass people for the last 2.5 hours.
I mean, you think that you would be used to that though at that point?
Not on Thanksgiving when everyone else is enjoying their day and you're already pissed that you're at work.
Yeah, you know what? That's another. We have no idea what drives people to the edge to want to fight. And The other thing that I also
I do. I know most of my fights have had alcohol involved.
But I'm just saying that there's a lot of other things that could drive an employee who's dead sober to hop over, almost knock themselves out on the cheese drop.
This is the theory. She was already like, I don't give a shit. I don't want to work here anymore. And maybe she's worked there long enough and been like, I just want to fucking punch a person in the head. She finally snapped.
My favorite theory is maybe they were they were fucking the same guy.
Fucking the same dude. Oh, whatever his name is, Larry. Yeah, he's my man.
No, he ain't. He's
he
my
ain't.
man.
He's my man.
He's eating this. He's eating my cheese, not that nacho cheese.
Your nacho cheese is rank.
Well, what I was going to say is the only thing that I was going to change in terms of my tune is that the employee who jumped over got double teamed by the two friends.
Yeah.
So there must have been something to have two people jump in. It wasn't like
I think the one friend saw a friend fighting, and I mean those girls lost their wind real quick.
Or the two were in a poly relationship with the guy.
For sure. So no, I'll show. Can you go play it back one more time? Because I wanted to say stuff and you counted. That's the second time that you stopped me from wanting to go somewhere. First time was
I just wanted to get through the clip.
First time was you changed it from my game day vlog. Second time is you would not let me go.
Ad loves to pause the clip 4 times before we even get through it once.
No, I know. That's my move.
I'm
Duh.
So right now we're just getting back to this clip that we watched 14 times, but we will get it.
I just want to show Buddy, other employer, who Superman's over. Watch the guy in the background. The other employee, Caesar gets popped.
Chip.
He hops over. He's like, "Oh, I got to help out Stacy." So he's about to hop over, and then as soon as he hops over, he just stands there.
Well, because I think he realized.
You see the one chick do you see how she turned around and looked at him like she was about to go fucking all Karen on him?
Yeah, he's not a big guy. He's a skinny dude, and
she's like a rhinoceros.
She's got some weight on him, so he's probably like, I'm not gonna get.
I ain't attacking that piglet.
What I was about to get out, because I've seen a lot of, for those of you who have seen either Maury Povich or Jerry Springer, the dude who hopped over was the dude that both of them are fucking.
That's right. That's
and he's like, you know what, not worth it. And she even pointed at him. Hey. Yeah. And it would fall into the backstory because they met working together.
I mean, respect to AT&T Stadium and all of Alex's fellow employees. You could have been that guy working there tonight. Your fellow AT&T Stadium employees.
Maybe I like Ad's theory here.
That's right.
This guy that's about to jump over here.
Buddy hops
in
over
about 5 seconds.
And he's over.
Watch her look at him right here, and he's like, "No, I don't want that."
You know what?
And then she points at him like, "You fucking bender."
Yeah, you knew. Yeah, have you not seen when Jay-Z gets just beat up by Beyonce's sister? That's what that chick was about to do. You've been fucking her too. You're gonna get it. This your bitch.
Seen that. Is that off of something?
I don't know. Jay-Z's Beyonce's sister like fucking starts smacking Jay-Z in this elevator.
Oh,
yeah,
crazy.
well, you know what? End of the day, this guy's better off not having any of these wild broads unless they fuck like they fight.
But look at how many employees actually came in that all have the gray. So 1, 2, 3. There's 4 employees on top of them, and none of the employees. And actually, you know what? You can tell the employees who don't want to lose their job because they're not doing shit.
No, they're just they work together, so they're probably just saying, "Hey,
pull her off to help Stacy."
But also, I didn't know that the concession stand also doubled as security at AT&T, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
No security come in.
No, they don't.
And luckily, I mean, we thankfully or not thankfully, we don't get to see much behind the pillar.
No.
So we don't know if Nacho Cheese is fucking throwing even more uppercuts.
She's probably trying to, judging by the looks of her, she's eating the cheese off the ground.
But hey, boys. But hey, boys. That fight was boosh.
Hey, so on that note, for the bandwagon boys and Anth Best, we had a great time down here, and I think we're going to try to make it, what's the word?
Annual.
We're going to make it
100%.
There's another word I'm trying to go for, but we'll figure it out.
Inaugural?
Yeah, sure. We'll say that. So for the bandwagon boys and Anth Best, we out, son.
Hey,
tradition was
give me a toss.
What up? How about the boys? The Dallas Cowboys, that is. talking about the